The absolute worst thing you could feel if you're somebody in my family is humiliation. He feels it, but then I think he very quickly turns it into something else.
Do you think that he may feel like the walls are closing in on him?
He rightfully feels immune. There have been no consequences for any of his actions.
When he started his career in 1973, he had a racial housing discrimination lawsuit.
That was the beginning of some of the tactics we see him using now. We know that it was a serious lawsuit because it was a racial discrimination lawsuit brought by the Nixon DOJ. So how bad must have his discriminatory practices have been, and my grandfather's, because let's not let Fred Trump off the hook. But they lost, but they didn't really suffer any consequences. Mm-hmm. If they had, I'm not sure we'd be having this conversation.
But now, almost 50 years later, he is faced with a massive lawsuit by New York Attorney General Letitia James about his business practices.
She has crossed those T's and dotted those I's, and as we know now, that's what you have to do. James's lawsuit is about who he has pretended to be and actually believes he is at this point, and who he really is. And the difference between those two things is a horrifying dark chasm for him, and the extent to which he can't prevent it from breaking through, he's terrified.
There are a lot of women sitting in judgment of Donald Trump these days.
Yeah.
Do you think that has any kind of special bearing on him?
I come from a family of misogynists. The women in my family were misogynists. And the idea, not only that there are strong women, but that they're defying him.
Yeah. There could be a New York Attorney General trial in 2023.
Yeah.
Could also face indictment from the Justice Department. Mm-hmm. What should we brace for in terms of how he would react? Double down and run for president?
Oh, yeah.
You know.
He has no choice but to double down. Because if he did lose, he's a loser. That's not allowed. It's not acceptable. Fred Trump will not allow you to be a loser. In my family, if you're a man who's expected to perform a certain way, being a loser, failing, is akin to a death sentence.
What's he willing to do to avoid being held to account?
Anything.
Is there a bottom?
No.
Was January 6th a bottom?
January 6th was a prelude. If he thinks he's going down, we're all going with him as far as he's concerned.